Hello children, I am back with a new chapter in mathematics, ratio, proportion and percentage. Children, these topics are new for you because you have never ever learned these topics in your previous classes. So to learn the concept very well, you have to be very careful while watching the video. So let's start with the topic ratio. So students, let's start the topic ratio. Ratio is the comparison between two similar quantities. That means if we want to compare two quantities, two similar quantities, we need to compare with either with subtraction or with division. अगर आपको दो क्वांटिटीज को कंपेयर करना है तो या तो आप उसको सब्ट्रैक्शन करके कंपेयर कर सकते हैं या फिर आप उसको डिवाइड करके कंपेयर कर सकते हैं. सो division form that is having numerator and denominator can be written as ratio. Okay, so ratio क्या है? Ratio is the comparison between two similar quantities or two similar amounts. Look at the picture, students. In this picture you can see three boys are there and two girls are there. That means number of boys 3, number of girls 2. So if you want to compare number of boys with number of girls, so that can be represented as ratio, and the sign of ratio is like this. This is the sign of ratio. We can express ratio with this sign. So if we want to compare the number of boys with number of girls, we need to write ratio of boys to girls. It can be represented as fraction also. So here number of boys is 3, so we can write 3 in the numerator, and number of girls 2, we can write 2 in denominator. So this fraction can be written as ratio also. So 3 by 2 can be written as 3 ratio 2. It can be read as 3:2. Either we can say 3 ratio 2, or we can say 3:2, or we can say 3:2. Okay, and if we want to find ratio between girls to boys, okay, if we want to find ratio of girls to boys, that means first we have to write the number of girls, then we have to write number of boys. So 2 girls are there and 3 boys are there, so we can write 2 by 3, and the ratio will be 2:3. We can read as 2:3. So this is the ratio of boys to girls, and this is the ratio of girls to boys. Now students, look at this picture. Here you can see 2 blue stars are there and 4 red stars are there. So number of blue stars 2 and number of red stars 4. Here if we want to compare blue star with red star or red star with blue star, we can write them as ratios. So ratio of blue star to red star, here blue stars are 2 and red stars are 4. So what will be the ratio? 2:4. Or we can write as fraction 2 by 4. And if we want to compare red stars with blue stars, that means ratio of red stars to blue stars 4:2. Red stars are 4 and blue stars are 2, so we can write as 4:2. This is the symbol of ratio, and we can read as is2, 4:2, and it can be written in fraction also, like 4 by 2. Children, we have just learned about ratio. That ratio is the comparison between two similar quantities. That means अगर हमको two similar quantities को या amounts को compare करना है तो हम उसको ratio के through लिख सकते हैं, ratio के through compare कर सकते हैं. Let's learn about equivalent ratios now. Okay, look at the picture. In the first part, you can see one yellow ball is there and 2 black ball is there. So what will be the ratio of yellow ball to black ball? 1:2. Okay, this is the ratio 1:2, and it can be written as fraction 1 by 2. Now if we multiply this ratio by 2, 1 multiplied by 2, 2, and 2 multiplied by 2, 4. We are multiplying with 2 here in the ratio. So we are getting 2:4. That means 2 yellow balls are there and 4 black balls are there. Okay, so this is the ratio we are getting after multiplying with 2, and we can write as fraction 2 by 4. But when we simplify this fraction, we are getting 1 by 2 back. Okay, that means the same fraction we are getting after simplification. That means 1 is to 2 is equal to 2 is to 4. The same result they are giving. That means both the fractions are equal. So the ratios that give same result, same values are known as equivalent ratios. Okay, so these two ratios are giving same result, same values. That means they are equivalent ratios, and we can write 1 is to 2 equal to 2 is to 4. So this is equivalent ratios. So students, after learning ratios and equivalent ratios, let's learn about proportion. Here you can see in this picture, two ratios are there, 3 is to 6 and 1 is to 2. These two ratios are equal because equal sign is there. So 3 is to 6 and 1 is to 2 are equivalent fractions. How they are equivalent? Because after solving 3 by 6, we are getting 1 is to 2, 1 by 2. That means both the ratios are equivalent. So if two ratios are equivalent, we can represent them as an equation. So we can write 3 is to 6 proportion to 1 is to 2. See, this is the symbol of proportion. If two ratios are equivalent, we can write as, this is the proportion sign, and we can represent this sign between two equivalent ratios. Here we can write 3 is to 6 proportionate to 1 is to 2. Okay, and let's see the parts of proportion. Proportion has 4 parts. Here you can see first term, second term, third term and fourth term. First term is 3, second term is 6, third term is 1 and fourth term is 2. So first and fourth term are known as extremes, and second and third term known as means. Okay, so proportion has 4 parts: first term, second term, third term and fourth term. These two are extremes. First and fourth term are extremes, second and third terms are means. So what is proportion? Proportion is if two fractions are equivalent, they are said to be in proportion. That means if two fractions are equivalent, we can represent them as equation, and that equation is called proportion. So students, let's see the property of proportion. If two ratios, here two ratios are there, A is to B and C is to D. Two ratios are there, they are in proportion because in between proportion sign is there. That means A is to B and C is to D are in proportion. That means they both are equivalent. If two ratios are in proportion, they will follow a rule. That rule is product of extremes will be equal to product of means. Here A and D are extremes, B and C are means. So product of extremes will be equal to product of means. In this picture you can see A ratio B can be written as A divided by B, and C is to D can be written as C by D. So here A and D are extremes and B and C are means. So product of extremes means A into D will be equal to B into C. So when the ratios are in proportion, we can check their equivalence by product of extremes and product of means. We can find out product of extremes and we can find out product of means. If they are equal, that means the ratios are in proportion. So students, we have learned ratio and proportion. So let's start. Let us practice 7.1 now. Here, before starting 7.1, let's learn some rules about ratio. The first rule is ratio can be represented in simplest form. That means if after solving fraction or ratio can be divisible, further divisible, we have to divide further and we have to write the simplest form of ratio. And the second rule is, if two quantities are in same unit, then only we can write in ratio. If they are not in same, the ratios, the numbers or the quantities are not in same measures or same unit, we cannot write in ratio. First we have to convert both the quantities into same units. Okay. Then the third rule is, the ratio does not have any units. Like in length, weight, capacity we have units, area, perimeter we have units, but ratio does not follow any unit. So three rules we have learned, that ratio can be represented in simplest form, and both the quantities should be in same unit, and the third one is the ratio does not follow any unit. So let's start. The first question is 60 and 20. So we know that when we have to find ratio, we can represent them in fraction. So we can write 60 divided by 20. So zeros can be cancelled, and what is left? 6 by 2. When we simplify 6 by 2, we will get 3 by 1. So this is fraction, and we can write in ratio. 3 by 1 can be written as 3:1 in ratio. Okay, so this is 6 by 2 can be simplified as 3 by 1. So this is the simplest form. We can write 3:1. The second question is 5 meter and 200 centimeter. We have just learned the rule of ratio, that both the quantities should be in same unit. Then only we can represent them in ratio. So here one quantity is in meter and the second quantity is in centimeter. So first we have to convert this quantity into meter. So 5 meter, and here 200 centimeter can be written as 2 meter, because 1 meter is 100 centimeter. So 2 meter is 200 centimeter. So in place of 200 centimeter, we can write 2 meter. Now both the quantities are in same unit. So we can represent them in ratio. We can represent them in fraction. 5 by 2. And 5 by 2 can be written in ratio as 5:2. They are not further divisible. This is the simplest form. So we can write 5 by 2 as 5:2. So the two quantities were given and we converted into ratios. So you have to keep in mind three rules, that ratio can be represented in simplest form if the fraction or ratio can be further divisible. We have to divide and we have to simplify them, and we have to write the simplest form. And the second rule is, both the quantities should be in same unit. And the third rule is, here we don't have to write units. Here meter, but while writing ratio, we don't have to show units. Okay. Look at the next question. Here, this is a word problem. Raghav got 650 marks out of 1000. Raghav's marks are given 650 marks out of 1000. And Rahul got 275 marks out of 500. Now we have to find ratio between their marks. Okay, but here you can see Raghav's marks out of 1000 and Rahul's marks are out of 500. So first we will write ratio of Raghav's marks, 650 divided by 1000. He is getting 650 out of 1000. So let's simplify first. 0 can be cancelled, and when we simplify it, we will get 13 by 20. 65 and 100 both are multiples of 5, so we can divide by 5 and we are getting 13 by 20. So this is the simplest form. Next, ratio of Rahul's mark. Rahul is getting 275 marks out of 500. So it can also be simplified. When we divide it by 5, both are multiples of 5. So we can divide both numerator and denominator by 5. When we divide, we will get 55 by 100. These are also multiples of 5. We can further divide by 5 and at last we can get 11 by 20. So this is the ratio of Raghav's mark and this is the ratio of Rahul's mark. Now we have to find ratio between these two. Ratio of Raghav's marks and ratio of Rahul's mark. So we have to divide this ratio by this ratio. Here we can divide 13 by 20 divided by 11 by 20. So here in numerator fraction is there and in denominator also fraction is there. So how to solve this type of term? Well, for solving this type of term, we can convert this division sign into multiplication sign, but we have to write inverse of the fraction, that is in denominator. Okay, so this we have to solve this term 13 by 20 and we have to take inverse of the fraction of denominator. So inverse of 11 by 20 is 20 by 11. Okay, and the division sign will be converted into multiplication sign. Now we can easily simplify it. Okay, this type of term is very difficult to solve, but when we convert it into multiplication, we can easily solve now these two fractions. So 20 can be cancelled because 20 is in denominator and 20 is in numerator. So they can be cancelled, and what is left? In numerator 13 is left and in denominator 11 is left. So the fraction is 13 by 11. So fraction can be written as ratio. So 13 by 11 can be written as 13:11. So the ratio between Raghav's marks to Rahul's mark is 13:11. So students, let's take one more question. Here the word problem is the height of Sunil is given 1 meter and 50 centimeter, 1.50 meter. That means this one is meter and this one is centimeter. And height of Sumit is given 1 meter and 20 centimeter. And what we have to find here? Ratio of their heights we have to find. So the rule of ratio is both the quantities should be in same unit. So here the figure is given 1.50 meter and here the figure is given 1 meter 20 centimeter. So we can write 1.50 meter as 150 centimeter and 1 meter 20 centimeter as 120 centimeter. So both the quantities now in same unit. Now we can find ratio. So ratio between Sunil's height to Sumit's height 150 centimeter by 120 centimeter. So while writing ratio we have to avoid units. So we will write 150 by 120. Zeros can be cancelled. 15 by 12 can be simplified as 15 and 12 are divisible by 3. So we can simplify. So 15 divided by 3 is 5 and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So we will get 5 by 4. This is the simplest form. We cannot divide further. So 5 by 4 can be written as 5:4. So the ratio between Sunil's height and Sumit's height is 5:4. We can write ratio of heights 5:4. So students, let's start 7.2. While learning proportion, we have seen 4 parts of proportion. First and fourth parts are extremes and second and third terms are means. So here in question 1 we have to circle the means. So means are second and third terms. Okay, these are the 4 terms of proportion, and first and fourth term are extremes and second and third terms are means. So in the question we have to circle the means. So in first question 5 and 10 are means because they are third and second and third terms. In this proportion 4 and 8 are means. In this proportion 40 and 60 are means, and in this proportion 20 and 60 are means, and first and fourth terms are extremes. In the second question we have to circle the extremes. So here we have to circle the first terms and fourth terms because these are extremes, and second and third terms are means. So here in the first question 2 and 8 are extremes, 4 and 20 are extremes, 10 and 18 are extremes, and 9 and 16 are extremes. So in question number 3 we have to find the missing number. Here 2 fractions are given. In the first fraction the numerator is not given, denominator is given, and the second fraction numerator and denominators are given. So here we have to find the value of x. So you can see these two fractions are equivalent because the sign is given equals to, that means they are equivalent. That means we can represent these two fractions as proportion. Okay, we have just learned proportions. Proportion means if two fractions are equivalent, we can represent them as proportion. So we can write x is to 10 proportion to 6 is to 20. This is the first ratio and this is the second ratio. So rule of proportion, you know that product of extreme is equal to product of means. These two terms are extremes and these two terms are means. So according to proportion rule, product of extreme should be equal to product of means. So we can write x into 20 is equal to 10 into 6. So whenever we have to find any value, we have to remain with the variable and we have to shift all the numbers to the other side of the equals to. So here these values are right hand side and this one 20 is in left hand side. So when we shift this 20 at right hand side, we have to change its sign. That means 20 is in multiplication now. So when it is in numerator and when it will go to right hand side, it will be in denominator. Okay, so x will remain left hand side and 20 will go right hand side in denominator. So 10 multiplied by 6 divided by 20. So when we simplify 60 by 20, we will get 3. So the value of x is 3. In this question, we have found value of x is equal to 3. In the next question, again two fractions are given. 50 divided by 150 equals to 3 divided by y. So here 3 terms are given and one term is missing. So we have to find the missing term, that is y here. So when two fractions are equivalent, we can write them in proportion. So we can write 50 is to 150 proportion to 3 is to y. Again we have to apply the rule that product of extreme will be equal to product of means. So here extremes are 50 and y. So we can write product of extremes. Here means are 150 and 3. So we can write product of means. So here we have to take this 50 to right hand side and we have to keep y in this side only. So 50 will go that side and it will go in denominator because now it is in numerator, and when it will shift to right hand side, it will go in denominator. So 150 into 3 divided by 50. Okay, so now we have to simplify this. 50 can be cancelled. Okay, and what is left in numerator? 15 3s are 45 and in denominator 5 is left. So when we divide 45 by 5, we will get answer 9. So here the missing term is y and we have found y is equal to 9. So if we have to find missing number, we can write in proportion form and we can find the with the rule, help of rule, we can find the missing term because product of extremes is equal to product of means. When ratios are in proportion, we have to follow this rule and this way we can find the missing numbers. In the next question, we have to prove that proportions are equivalent or not. Okay, so here proportions are given and we have to find whether the proportions are equivalent or not. So how to prove that proportions are equivalent or not? We have a rule that proportions, if two ratios are in proportion, the product of extreme should be equal to product of means. So by this rule, we can check if both the products are equal, that means the ratios are in proportion, that means proportion is equivalent. If the product is not equal to each other, that means that proportions are not in equivalent. So let's see, here the proportion is given 1 is to 2 proportionate to 5 is to 10. So the second and third terms are means and first and fourth terms are extremes. So the rule is product of extremes should be equal to product of means. So let's find product of extremes. 1 into 10. Extremes are 1 and 10. So their product is 10. And means are 2 and 5. So the product of means 2 into 5, that is also equal to 10. So here product of extremes is equal to product of means, that means this proportion is equivalent. Okay, so this way we can prove that given proportion is equivalent or not. In the second question, again proportion is given 15 is to 25 proportionate to 20 is to 25. Here the extremes are 15 and 25 and means are 25 and 20. So to check equivalence of proportion, we have to check whether their products are equal or not. So the product of extremes 15 into 25, that is equal to 375. Now the product of means 25 into 20, 25 into 20 is 500. That means the product of extremes is not equal to product of extremes. 375 is not equal to 500. That means the given proportion is not equivalent. If their products are same, products of extreme is equal to product of means, that means proportion is equivalent. If product of extremes is not equal to product of means, that means the given proportion is not equivalent. So students, in question 5, again we have to find the missing number. Proportions are given and we have to find the missing number. Proportion is given, that means 6 is to 8 proportionate to 24 is to y. So proportion is given, that means product of means should be equal to product of extremes. So by following this rule, we can find out the missing number. So here product of extremes 6 into y will be equal to product of means 8 into 24. So we have to keep y here left hand side only and we have to shift this 6 into right hand side. So 8 multiplied by 24 divided by 6. When 6 will shift to other side, it will go in denominator. So let's simplify. 6 ones are 6, 6 fours are 24. We can simplify these two terms because they are multiple of 6. 6 ones are 6, 6 fours are 24. So what is left in numerator? 8 into 4. And in denominator only 1 is left. So 8 multiplied by 4 is 32. The value of y is 32. The missing term is 32. In the next question, again proportion is given. X is to 15 is proportionate to 25 is to 75. Here the extremes are x and 75 and means are 15 and 25. So if we have to find the missing number, we have to find the product of extremes and product of means. So let's find. This is the product of extreme and this is the product of means. So we have to shift 75 to right hand side. So 15 into 25 will remain as it is and 75 will come in denominator. So when we simplify this, in 15's table we can simplify by 15. 15 ones are 15 and 15 fives are 75. And what is left in numerator? Here 1 and here 25 and in denominator 5 is left. So what is left? 25 divided by 5. So when we simplify it, we will get answer 5. That means here the missing number x will be equal to 5. So to find out the missing number, we have to follow the rule of proportion, that product of extreme should be equal to product of means, and that way we can find the missing numbers. So students, let's take one word problem on proportion. In this question, breadth of the carpet is given 20 meter. A carpet is there and breadth is given 20 meter and the ratio between length and breadth is given 5 is to 4. What we have to find here? Length of the carpet we have to find. But we all know in proportion 4 terms are needed. So here 3 terms are there. So for 4th term we have to find length of the carpet. This will be the 4th term. So we have to assume length of the carpet as x meter. So let's take length of the carpet x meter. Now in proportion we can write. The proportion is already given. Length to breadth 5 is to 4. So this is one ratio, and in the next ratio we can take length of the carpet and breadth of the carpet. So length of the carpet is x meter and breadth of the carpet is given 20 meter. So this is the proportion, and we all know in proportion product of extremes is equal to product of means. So we can write 4 into x is equal to 4 into 20. So let's solve it. To solve, we have to shift 4 to the right hand side. So x will remain in left hand side and we have to shift 4 right hand side. So it will go in denominator because here it is in numerator. So when it will go to right hand side, it will be in denominator. So 5 into 20 divided by 4. Now 4 and 20 are multiples of 4. So we can cancel it. 4 ones are 4 and 4 fives are 20. So let's see what is left in numerator. 5 into 5 and nothing is left in denominator. So 5 into 5 is 25 and length is measured in meter because breadth is given in meter. So we can write x is equal to 25 meter. That means length of the carpet is 25 meter. So if breadth is given and ratio is given between length and breadth, we can find length, or if length is given, we can find breadth with the help of the proportion rule, that product of extremes should be equal to product of means. So learn the formulas properly, students. Have a nice day.